All right, welcome back in to the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. This is the Clay Edwards Show. This segment going to be brought to you by Martin's Downtown. Man, Monday Night Football. It all kicks back off tonight. First Monday Night Football game of the regular season anyway. It'll be on down there at Martin's. You can go catch all the games, whether it be Monday, Saturday, Sunday, over to 2 a.m. nightly. Today's plate lunch special is going to be fried or grilled pork chops. Man, I've been screaming about wanting some fried pork chops since I started this show. I don't think I've had one. I always miss fried pork chop day wherever it's at. Man, I'm not going to be able to make it today, but next Monday we may have a Clay Edwards Show lunch gathering at Martin's and get some fried pork chops. But man, check them out online. They got that new patio out there with all the big screens on it, facing the Pearl Street Bridge there. Looks really nice. Covered, of course. The weather's starting to cool off. It was 64 degrees coming in this morning. Go enjoy a Colson's or a Key City Brew beverage or one of the other great beers they offer or mixed drinks there at Martin's out there on the patio. Watch the game. And get some good sightseeing out on the patio in Jackson. Never know what you might see down there. Always entertaining. And don't forget, Martin's is in the Capital City Improvement District, so the Capitol Police are in charge over there. So you can feel safe at Martin's Downtown. So check them out online, martinsdowntownjxn.com. And don't forget, Friday night is ribeye steak night. They have live music every Friday and Saturday. Check out the schedule at martinsdowntownjxn.com. All right, let's jump into this, man. I've been excited about this. I was so excited about this the other day. I made a video, and I couldn't even keep from a couple cuss words. Unfortunately, I was pumped up, So I've been talking about this counterfeit check writing ring, and people getting their cars and side by sides and 4-wheelers and all stolen from them because they got excited and took a counterfeit check from a thug piece of crap. Now, we're going to break this down. Jimmy Nichols, who I know Jimmy pretty well. I call Jimmy a buddy. Jimmy made this Facebook post the other day, and I can't believe none of the other local news channels have jumped on this, like the TV guys, because I think this is phenomenal. Y'all always say, Clay, why don't you ever do anything positive? Why you always talk about bad stuff? Well, I finally do it, and it falls on deaf ears, but here we go anyway. This is from Saturday morning, I believe. It says, all right, you hardly ever hear success stories, so here's one from my friends at the Hinds County Sheriff, Tyree Jones. A day or so ago, I got a call from a good friend who said he had some guys in Hinds County attempting to steal his side-by-side by passing a confirmed counterfeit check. I asked him if he would work with law enforcement to catch these criminals. He said yes. I then called Hinds County Sheriff Tyree Jones and asked him to call my friend. He did, and the plan was put into motion to lay a trap for the criminals. Here's a statement I received today from Sheriff Tyree Jones. God, I would love to go do some undercover work in Jackson and bust up some of these criminals. Let them think they're about to rob, save Jackson, and boom, joke's on you. Anyway, it says on the 8th day of September 2023, Hinds County Sheriff's Office Criminal Investigation Division conducted an undercover operation in Hinds County at Battlefield Park. This operation was in regards to what we believe is part of a criminal organization passing fake bank checks, cashier's checks, etc., to individuals on social media selling ATVs, vehicles, and anything else of a monetary value. This operation involved 4 male suspects making a transaction to investigators for a 2015 Polaris Razor 900. The counterfeit cashier's check was in the amount of $8,500 U.S. currency. Once the investigators executed the arrest on one male suspect, a white Honda Accord fled the scene with the 3 other male suspects. Investigators quickly apprehended the others at the McDowell Road and I-55 intersection after a brief pursuit. No injuries occurred, and that's unfortunate, and one male is charged with uttering forgery, 1 male is charged with felony fleeing, and 3 of the males will be charged with accessory to uttering forgery. Great work. Absolute great work. They effed around. They found out. But, I talk about, and of course, there's a million more cockroaches like these out there. So don't assume that Facebook Marketplace is suddenly some great place that you're not going to get got on. I'm at war with Facebook Marketplace. But red flag number 1 for this particular story, if you go up to meet somebody to sell them your side-by-side and they're in a Honda Accord, that should be a red flag. Because they're about to rob you and just drive off and load it up on a truck or a trailer somewhere around the corner, I imagine. Red flag number 1. How are they buying a side-by-side in a Honda Accord? Red flag number 1A. Battlefield Park. You better be ready to go to battle if you go into Battlefield Park. Red flag 1B. Jackson. Do not meet people in Jackson off Facebook Marketplace unless it's at a police precinct. And then some of these folks still don't care. Frankly, I'd be weird about meeting people anywhere off Facebook Marketplace. Unless you're a business selling stuff and they got to come to that business. I'd be very careful about meeting people in random parking lots or any of that. I know some police stations and sheriff's offices have like marketplace meetup spots that are well lit and people can do that. I think that's a great idea. We've talked about that on the show before. I don't mean to rehash it too much, but all right. And then there's like some real things to look out for. I mean, other than just be obvious. And look, I tell you all the time, sometimes you just got to profile. Sometimes you got to profile and be like, does this little thug look like he can afford an $8,500 side-by-side? And see, another thing, too, in thug culture, they don't write checks. Like if they do have the cash, it's all cash. So bring you a fake money pin, too. Counterfeit bill checker. Just FYI. Got a lot of counterfeit bills over the years in the bars. So anyway, profile a little bit. If they're wearing a wife beater and their pants are down past their butt, man, they probably can't afford a side-by-side for real. I'm not saying some can't, but come on, use some common sense. Don't get so excited about being able to sell your thing that you lose your thing. And then the most important parts of this is the counterfeit checks. Guys, most of the ones I've seen are written on out-of-state banks. It's like Capital One, like national banks. We ain't got a Capital One bank here. So look out for that. 2, verify the funds. If you can't verify the funds, you don't need to be doing this. A lot of times they try to wait till after the banks are closed, on weekends, stuff like that, where you, in theory, can't verify funds. And this is all common sense stuff here. All common sense stuff. So, okay, great. Let's follow me to the bank, and we'll verify the funds there. I mean, you're gonna call the bluff pretty quick. But no, man. I didn't change my mind. I don't want it. Again, common sense stuff here. I had a friend of mine's son a few weeks ago, a month or so ago, got a vehicle stolen for doing this very thing. And I asked him, I said, did you not verify funds? Was the bank closed? Was it after hours or something? He said, man, I screwed up. He said, it was during the middle of the daytime. I should have verified the funds. I just got excited at selling. He's out an $8,500 car right now. Let's take a call real quick. Hey, you're on there.
Hey, what's going on, Clay? I was calling on that stolen car stuff.
Yeah. So
it's getting more difficult to verify the funds because what they're doing. There was a guy in Jackson. He was kind of the ringleader for this Facebook Marketplace scam. And what they were doing was depositing funds from a closed account into like a Wells Fargo account. And then they would, agree with somebody on Facebook to buy a car, and they can actually wire the money to like, GMAC or Credit Acceptance or whatever it is. And Credit Acceptance will say the funds are there, but then give a disclosure that, hey, this could be reversed in up to 4 weeks, depending on how long it takes to verify that. Depending on how long it takes the bank to realize that the funds are drawn on the closed account.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of funny. I'm going to say his name because I don't care. But the guy at the middle of it, one of the guys is a guy named Jarrett Floyd. He's in Jackson. What's funnier is he did that 150 times, is what Capitol Police told me. He did it 150 times while he was in the Hinds County Detention Center. He just got indicted federally, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. So he's now in Madison County at the detention center there, awaiting trial. But they only indicted him on 4 counts. But it's crazy. I've handled probably 4 claims in the last 3 months where people had bought stolen cars on Facebook Marketplace and they got seized by the government. So I'd just tell you, be careful buying on Facebook Marketplace. It's very hard to do that and to do it legitimately right now.
Yeah,
so.
And also, I guess I never thought about this, but I'd asked the story I was just telling right before I got on the phone there, happened to a friend of mine's son. Insurance doesn't cover it. It's not like a typical stolen vehicle deal. So
no, it's a government seizure exclusion that's in the policy, and it's pretty widespread. I've had to do a bunch of coverage opinions on that recently. So it's, I just tell you, I wouldn't buy a car off of Facebook Marketplace.
No, like I said, when I was at the dealership, it was one of the reasons I'm no longer at the dealership is I refused to put any more cars on Facebook Marketplace because I got tired of the nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, if people are wanting to know what to look for, if you got a car on Facebook Marketplace, you put it out there and you say, I'm going to offer this truck for $60,000. You get somebody coming up to you and said, hey, I'll take it, no negotiation.
Man, that's exactly what I said in my video. If they're not negotiating, that red flag, that's red flag number 1. I'm glad you brought that up.
And then the second thing is they want it in a day. I've had probably 12 cars that we've looked at coming out of Alabama, and it was that same group out of Jackson. If you see a profile that says Brandon Jones, it's got a Dodge pickup on the front with a guy that looks like a skinny kid in the profile picture.
Yeah,
that's the profile that was being used I've worked on 2 separate stolen cars with that profile, so it's wild out there.
Brandon Jones. Was that the name, Brandon Jones? I'm writing this down.
Yeah.
Hey.
I can send it to you if you want to. I can post it to the Facebook page.
Yeah, post it to the Clay Edwards Show group.
Yeah, I can do that. All right, man. Y'all take care.
Hey, appreciate it, brother. Great call.
Yeah, man. See you.
Let's take another call here real quick. Hey, you're on there. Hello? All right, we lost them. All right, let's take a break real quick. We'll come right back. We'll have a few extra minutes to land the plane for the first hour. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I want to hear your marketplace nightmares, man. I want to hear your marketplace nightmares. Have you been scammed? You know somebody that got scammed? Let's hear about it. 601-879-0002. The Guns and Gear text line, 769-241-1944. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back in here to the Clay Edwards Show. We're live on 103.9 FM, WYAB, streaming worldwide at WYAB.com. This segment is going to be brought to you by our friends over at Gracie South Jiu-Jitsu and Kickboxing. Man, get out there this week. Gracie South in Pearl at Fairmont Plaza or in Madison right there on Ridgecrest Drive. They got everything from adult jiu-jitsu taught by Hoist Gracie Black Belt, Mr. Chance Shepard. They got women's only self-defense classes taught by a female instructor with a no male intimidation atmosphere. They also have fitness kickboxing, a great non-monotonous workout. Kind of learn to fight a little bit, and you're getting your kickboxing in. That type of training is becoming very, very popular around here. So get in at it at Gracie South. They also have children's jiu-jitsu classes. Great way to teach your child discipline and a little bully prevention too. Like I always tell the stories of knowing the kids growing up that were really good at karate and jiu-jitsu and black belts and this and that and the other. Everybody wanted to be their friend. They was the most popular kids in school. Make your kid the most popular kid in school. Get them into jiu-jitsu classes now. Check them out, man. First week is going to be free. And then if you mention you heard it here on the Clay Edwards Show moving forward, 20% off. So check them out. First week free. You can't beat that. GracieSouth.com. All right. This Facebook Marketplace stuff is interesting, man. Let's see. We got some text here on the Guns of Gear text line. Richard says, I found some patio furniture on Marketplace for $200. I made contact and was told it was in Pearl. They said Venmo me the money and they would deliver. The Venmo was a different name. I asked and they were, I'm selling for a friend. I said, okay, I'm not sending money, but have cash if you're delivering it anyway. They declined, but blew my messenger up getting nasty towards me. Yeah, man, there's a lot of scams going on. A friend of mine's mom sent her a post on Facebook, where they're commandeering people's Facebook pages and they're putting a bunch of like stuff for sale, like we're moving. It ain't just Marketplace, it's regular Facebook too. And they'll post all these great things like good looking furniture, side by sides, and it won't be priced dirt cheap, but it's priced well into the margin of that it shouldn't set off any red flags. Like, man, if you look at it, you're like, man, that's cheap. That's a lick. $300 for that TV, $5,000 for that $20,000 side by side. Somebody that don't know, they don't know. They're like, oh man, that seems like a good deal. And they do this Venmo scam or this Cash App scam where you give them a deposit and then you just got. I'm telling you, I mean, and they're doing it. They're getting your friends' profiles now. So when somebody says their profile got hacked or something, that's what they're doing with it. I saw it happen to a girl I know the other day. Her profile had been dead for a month, then boom, she's selling stuff on it. And I think they even did like a deep fake AI video to go with it. It's crazy what they're doing out there. All right, we'll be right back after this break on the Clay Edwards Show. I hope you enjoyed this clip of today's Clay Edwards Show. You can tune in live every Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. on 103.9 FM, WYAB in Central Mississippi. You can stream it worldwide and live at WYAB.com, the TuneIn app, or Alexa. Just search WYAB. And of course, you're listening now on a podcast, so you can just hit subscribe where you're at. We update daily right here on the Clay Edwards Show, and check out all things Clay Edwards at ClayEdwardsShow.com for shirts and more. Peace.